At 6 p.m., we'll call this council meeting to order. Thank you all. What a great opportunity to see so many smiling faces. Everybody smile in unison, please. We'll start out the right way, won't we? Well, welcome to the Town of Fort Mills monthly council meeting. We do welcome you all because this is the place where we work to make the best decisions to serve all. So with that, we will stand and have our Pledge of Allegiance and an invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us together this evening to do the will of the people of Fort Mill. Help us to make our decisions wisely and to take into account that those that can't be here matter as well. In his name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, council members, you have received the minutes for our February 24th and March 10th council meeting and workshop. Are there any changes, deletions, additions?
No, ma'am.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much. Public comment. Pursuant to Section 2-46 of the Code of Ordinances for the Town of Fort Mill, any citizen of the town may appear before council for the purpose of providing public comments on any municipal matter except personnel matters. For those who wish to speak, you must sign in prior to the meeting outside of our council chambers, and each citizen would be given 3 minutes to speak. Chris, do we have, I'm assuming with all these folks, somebody signed in?
Somebody wants to say something.
All right. Brenda Stowe, I know that name. Welcome. Please, yes ma'am, please step up to the microphone and we're delighted to have you.
As she just said, my name is Brenda Stowe, and I am president of the Fort Mill Garden Club. Our club organized in 1938. Most of you haven't been born then. And in that 87 years, we have met in homes because our numbers were small and we kept them small. This year, we decided to expand a bit, and we have added new members and have applied for charter with the Garden Club of South Carolina. Our need is a place large enough to meet. Since the town has just obtained the wonderful new building to house the City Hall, we request that consideration be made for a meeting room to be used by civic organizations in Fort Mill. We have found only one other space for meeting space, and that's the public library, and their schedule and the time of their open does not suit our needs. Thank you for your time, and please consider favorably our request. Thank you very much.
Before you sit down, I think it might be of interest to you that we are beginning work in April on a community center. It is in the location off of Academy there at the golf course. It used to be my high school gym.
Oh, okay.
You aware of that location?
I'm not aware of the.
Yeah, it's going to be a
new stuff.
community center, and there
Oh,
will be
okay.
opportunities for meetings and other community services
Wonderful.
that will help everyone.
Okay.
So we're very excited. We've been talking about this for several years, and we're finally getting started on it. And the renderings that we've seen to date, it's going to be beautiful. So in a very short period of time, I think we can make you happy.
Well, you've
You
already
should have
made
spoken
me
a couple
happy.
years ago. It really helped us.
Well, thank you for listening to us,
Yes,
and we've run across other groups that are in need of space too, so it sounds like you've heard from them also.
You're the first one.
Oh, thank you
First
so
one.
much.
How many members do you have?
We have right at 20, I think maybe
Okay.
19 right now.
What are
And-
some of the projects around town so everybody will know that you did them?
Well, we've just expanded and if you look at me, age is a problem in our garden club, but by expanding and changing our time,
Right.
people who work can become part of us too. And so we had been working at the History Museum,
Right.
and we've decided we do the pots there
Okay.
now, not the flower bed.
Right.
So we have our eyes open for some, so if you have any ideas, let us know.
Will do.
Absolutely.
Y'all
We're,
did the bottom of Main Street for years and years and
Yeah,
years,
we
sure
didn't you?
did.
I think they did. That
Yeah.
was before my time, if you can believe there was a
Well, it was in my time, 'cause I remember they used to do it at the bottom of Main Street, so thank you so much.
it's an honor to have you here. We're
Thank you. It's
very
an honor to be here, and thank
happy
you
to
so
see
much.
you. You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. All right, this is the only person I have signed in to speak. So with that, we will move forward with the remainder of our agenda. Presentations. Presentation number 1, which I believe many of you are here for, is a destination for downtown Fort Mill as a cultural district with the South Carolina Arts Council. Debbie Whitsitt, Kelly Lucarelli, and Melanie Cooper. Hey, Debbie. For those of you that don't know Debbie, she's the person that has brought such beautiful artwork to our strawberry posters. And I believe Miss Stowe has an artistic gene too, do you not? Hmm. Don't you paint as well? Yes. So we're very blessed to have art in our community. So Debbie, tell us what we can do.
Okay, well, thank you for introducing me. I just want to tell you a few things about myself so you know that I have a little bit of clout in the art community. Of course, I am the owner and operator of Olive's Mud Puddle, and we've been on Main Street for 12 years now, and we're really proud of that. I'm also the president of the Catawba River Art Guild, the secretary of Downtown Co-op here in Fort Mill, the illustrator of the Strawberry Festival poster from 2017 to 2024. Sorry I'm reading this, but I can't remember it all. And I feel like I'm bragging, so it's better if I just read it. Okay, I'm also an award-winning sculptor and painter, and as a mural artist, I've designed and completed murals around town, one being the Stormwater Awareness Mural in Kingsley, which was a huge community project for the town's stormwater department. And being very involved in our community, I received an award for Hospitality Professional of the Year this year by Visit York County and York County Chamber of Commerce. In 2023, I was awarded Business with Most Contribution to the Arts from the Arts Council of York County. So, that's it. That's a little about me. So the next thing is, I'm here to present something I feel a huge plus to our community, beginning with our treasured historic cultural area of downtown, and cultivate the growth so that we can include many other areas of town. The process of being a South Carolina cultural district requires very little from the town, but brings great benefits to our area. Please wait till the end for questions, and I will let Melanie Cooper, the executive director, answer the questions that you may have, because she has been with this program for a long time, and she knows all the answers. I don't. I'm just giving this presentation. All right, so downtown Fort Mill is South Carolina Cultural District. So how do you make it go? The arrow? Arrow? Okay. So we have so many things to be proud of here in Fort Mill. We have this award-winning community choice award winner for the amphitheater, and we have historic value And we also have a lot of public art sculptures, as you can see here. So, the question is, what defines a South Carolina Cultural District? Well, it's an area rich in these entities. You must have galleries and theater, which we have that. We have Fort Mill Community Playhouse, Loom, Luca Studio and Gallery, and Olive's Mud Puddle, which is not only coffee, but we also have a gallery and a ceramic studio in the back. And public art, we have plenty of that already, and it's growing. I actually am doing another mural soon as the wall gets prepared. But signs matter. The companies like logo, if it's like a mural, that counts. That's an interactive mural right there with the butterflies on crossings. And then my sign was a collaboration with a metal worker and ceramic, which was me. Then we need breweries and restaurants, and so we have plenty of restaurants and we have a brewery. And during the mapping, I didn't put Untamed Waters, but it could extend to Untamed Waters. We just have to go through the process to see what the mapping looks like. We need churches. We have plenty of those, and a museum. And we have businesses like the bank, because, you know, we need money for all this stuff. And we need insurance for our festivals and other outings, so insurance companies count. But they all have to be within a walking distance, and that will be determined later. So why would we want to become a cultural district? Well, attract artists, attract other businesses, art related. We can have a focal point for celebrating for festivals and such. And then York County will be the only county in South Carolina that will have 2 cultural districts. All right, so we can also acquire grants for marketing, which everybody needs that, right? We need marketing. Sometimes I don't see things that are going on, and I'll drive by Elijah Park and there'll be something going on. I'm like, hey, I missed it. I didn't see it. So, you know, marketing helps a lot, and so we can get grants for that. Okay, arts and economic prosperity in 1923. What?
2023.
Oh, 19. I'm going backwards. 2023. All right, so you can see up here that we had 665 total jobs related to the arts. And look at the $40 million, 337, 437, whatever. I can't even say the number. Anyway, that's a lot of money that comes in for the arts. And the attendance, 612,371. And each person that came in spent $37.86. And let's see, 82.6% said that they thought that the arts were the pillar of the community. And then 87.4% said they would feel great loss if they went away. So, I don't know, this didn't like it on mine. Anyway, so $40 million in 2023, and it's up from 2016, 27 million, and 2007 is 7 million for the impact. So this is kind of repetitive here in this little graph thing, but I want you to pay attention to the third one down, this activity or venue is inspiring a sense of pride in this neighborhood or community. So 90.5% people stated that or agreed to that. So that's a real positive thing. So this is a report from 2017 in Downtown Rock Hill Cultural District, which would be our neighboring cultural district. And, you know, we could play off of each other if we had one too, so it'd be cool. Anyway, look at the numbers for 2017, and then the public arts experiences and the visitors are two main things to look at, and also the murals and artwork. And then in 2023, it grew so much. 77 public artworks, 515 public art experiences, which are festivals and such. And then there's a ton more visitors. I'm tired of reading numbers, sorry. Not a number person. Okay, so this program is offered by South Carolina Arts Commission, and they govern everything and they monitor it as well. So step one is form a steering. Oh, the town of Fort Mill has to submit the application, obviously, because it is for the town of Fort Mill. But step one is a committee. We have a lot of people that already want to be on the committee. I mean, a ton of people are, not a ton, but anyway, we have at least 10, I think, people. But they all need to be approved by the South Carolina Arts Commission, so they're working on their bios, and we have to send them in, and they just have to make sure that everyone's the right fit for it. But they are very important. They do everything for the town. They get the numbers from the town, but they are responsible for all the footwork and making the maps and making sure everything is right with the South Carolina Arts Commission. Then we will have a workshop with the South Carolina Arts Commission to help us know what to do and how to do the mapping of the art district. So that is important. And then we'll engage community-based planning for activities to define goals, outcomes, local incentives, and resources for sustainability. The town has to pass a resolution confirming support for it, of course, and our proposed district from our town council. The cultural district must maintain a contact within the city administration. So that doesn't mean that it's a full-time job or anything. It's just someone that they can talk to that wants to take that on or whatever, and they need to be involved with it. Then we will get together and propose the district, organize a staff to come out and walk it and make sure it's walkable. And here are all the other districts in South Carolina. So you can see that there's not another one in York County, so we'd be the second one. The rest of them are just spread all around. So these are just a couple pictures I got off the internet. This is Aiken's Downtown Cultural District. Just a few pictures from them. They have someone doing like some fun drawing on the sidewalk, and You know, it could be more activities like that. And this is Greenwood, of course, music and stuff like that is involved with it. And then murals, of course. This is Hartsville. And the reason I put this one on is because I thought the umbrella parade was fun. I mean, I could see us doing an umbrella parade, you know, and painting the umbrellas would be so much fun. Anyway, so that's that one. And then, of course, last but not least, there's Rock Hill, who has the Christmasville parade or activities, and everybody loves that. And of course, festivals are included in the culture district, and the more the merrier. And they have the mural mile where they have so many beautiful murals over there that you can go and visit and see. And then the frog thing is so cute, where they have the frogs and you can go find the frogs and they're all named. It'd be really cool if we had something for Fort Mill. I was thinking about it already, like years ago, like a,
Our
I don't
bee,
know, a what?
our bee,
A bee, or a yellow jacket,
or this grasshopper head. Right?
I knew we were going there. I knew we were going there.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
We're there.
But I mean, it would be so much fun, and then it'd be great to get people, you know, coming and looking for it in downtown and all the cultural district, because I know that once we're approved and everything, if we go forward with this, it will grow, you know, and it could cover the entire area, you know, and it'll be full of artwork and fun things to see and festivals and stuff like that. But anyway, that is the end of my slideshow, and I was going to see if anyone had questions, and thank you for your time, actually. And also, I forgot that I have these printouts too.
Good.
Of numbers that
Great.
I can't say.
If you'll give
so
them to Chris,
if y'all
we'll-
want to look at those. And so I'm going to hand the floor over to Melanie to answer any questions because she knows so much about it. And so this is Melanie, the Executive Director of the Arts Council of York County. That's right. All right.
Thank you, Debbie,
Thank you, Debbie.
and welcome, Melanie.
Thank
I'd
you.
like to publicly thank Debbie as she walks away for how much she's given to Fort Mill. There are no words to put a context around what you have given us by way of art and creativity and warmth and service. So thank you so much, Debbie. You're a really important part of our downtown and a friend to the town that we're just so proud of. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
Melanie,
I
what would you
can-
like to add? I know you're more of a question answerer.
I'm absolutely welcome or happy to answer any questions. The main thing is Fort Mill's already doing the work. Fort Mill already has festivals in the downtown area. We have the amphitheater that has the summer concert series. Debbie has her murals and her different projects that we've already got here in downtown. And while I know that she doesn't like to think so, we already have our own frog. We have her Strawberry that travels around downtown from Strawberry Festival through the summer. So really, we have everything that all of these other towns are doing. We just don't have the name yet.
I think the name is important.
Yeah.
It certainly allows us more leeway to bring the types of grants and funding needed to grow
Right.
such an important process in our community. Many years ago, when I was a child, we had an emphasis on art here in Fort Mill. As a part of Festifun, there was always a art show at the golf club, and there are many artisans from Fort Mill that are notable and do a great job. So I do think there's an opportunity here to showcase and to bring attention to the art in our community that we don't have in place. My first question, I'll open it up for council, but my first question is to the fella that just is walking back. Chris, this, I hope you turned the air conditioner.
I did. We knew that was coming too.
I'm an old woman, what can I say? Chris, how will the application and the development and management of this program dovetail with our development of a downtown master plan that's coming even as we speak?
Yeah, I think it fits in really well with the time. Certainly, the timing works well with what we're doing in the downtown master plan. We can look at ways in which this program can incorporate into our larger goals that we are establishing for our downtown, and go ahead and sort of be proactive and think of ways that we can utilize grant fundings, that sort of thing. So it is coming at a good time for the considerations that we're doing on Main Street, whether it be just planning or just consideration of future capital projects and things.
And I think too, Melanie, for me, and then I promise I'll let them talk. Debbie mentioned Untamed Waters. As a council, as we knew we were getting closer to having someone guide us through a downtown master plan, our council has viewed downtown as more than just Main Street. It has an expanded footprint to include Walter Elijah and all the way down Tom Hall Street and out on Spratt Street, because it is, the larger we get, the more space it takes to ensure that when we bring our community together, we can accommodate it safely and efficiently. So I do think that we as a council have talked about this many times over. So I expect by the end of this year, our plan will bring even more definite structure to that will be helpful for you as well.
Sure. So the Arts Council of York County worked with Rock Hill to develop the downtown district that they have currently. With their redevelopment efforts, the size of downtown has definitely grown, and the cultural district is renewable every 5 years. You do have to go through the process again. It's a smaller process because you've already done the work to put together the inventory of your cultural resources and all of the support businesses. But you have the opportunity at that point to say, hey, our footprint has grown. We'd like to incorporate this section or that section. The thing with it is we have to work with the South Carolina Arts Commission and their representative, who then takes a look at that strollable area to ensure that you're not just slowly incorporating the whole town. We've talked to them about the possibility of there being several cultural districts within a town. So say a cultural district really does get beyond the walkable area. Can you have a second one? And they've told us yes. And so as Fort Mills downtown area grows and it feels like it's too large to be a walkable area, you can kind of subdivide it and turn it into other sections that are also cultural districts, which then also come with the ability to apply for grants and be recognized by the South Carolina Arts Commission. So Rock Hill is probably looking at the next time they renew, making their space a larger space. We started really small there because at that point it really was just the Main Street corridor with White Street on it, and now really it goes beyond that. So it does have growth opportunities.
Council members, I know you have questions.
So, go ahead, Lisa.
When it's phrased as downtown Fort Mill, we have the ability for it to be the town of Fort Mill's cultural district, so that it could include the downtown corridor as we've talked, but almost an annex or a phase two being Kingsley, because we've got a lot of potential artwork there and other activities.
So really it would be the downtown Fort Mill Cultural District, and then if you wanted Kingsley to be a cultural district as well, I would bet that the South Carolina Arts Commission comes back and says, hey, we'd really like for that to be the Kingsley cultural district within Fort Mill, so that it has its own identifiers and it's not showing as just one very large cultural district where you have to drive.
Perfect. And is there a cost associated with this?
There's not, other than our time that we volunteer to bring the committee together, and then working with one town representative who really is focused on collecting those numbers that Debbie showed you from 2017 and 2023. Those are numbers that we've pulled from the reports that were submitted to the South Carolina Arts Commission to show how cultural districts impact the growth of our communities. And so we really do rely on the economic development groups, the planning committees, and organizations like that within the towns and cities to get those numbers. So really, it's maybe 2 hours every quarter, and then a couple more hours, usually 2 to 3 hours when you have to do that final report. Honestly, with Rock Hill, we sit down with Rock Hill, the Arts Council does, and we do a lot of the legwork with them. And so it's not just falling on the town or the cities to do those reports on their own.
Perfect. And then last question, I know Mr. Wolf will jump in next. The activities that are included, I saw mentioned artwork, of course, the music side of things that we have going on, the concert series, parades and festivals.
Yes.
What else?
Whatever you
In
can
the
dream up.
Playhouse.
Whatever
sorry.
you can dream up. If you want to do
Okay.
storytelling festivals, if you want to do really a plein air festival, if you want to do like anything arts related is included in that.
Okay, thank you.
So I want to kind of, I think the mayor got all my bullet points.
I'm
'cause-
sorry.
No, that's fine, because we're both lifelong residents and we think alike. So also, thank you to Debbie. That was one of the first things for you and your associates, for all the things you've coordinated. You've done a great job. The one with the waterway thing is awesome. I always tell people, go out there and look and really look at the details. And also, the mayor mentioned, we have talked many times, there's a lot of talented artists, artistic people in the town of Fort Mill. I am not one of them. And we've also discussed many times and actually have some district distant plans focused on an art venue we've talked about. And I think we have some ideas we've all kicked around, but we have a whole long list of other things we need to do. But we realize that we're missing a big niche of the history and culture of Fort Mill to do that. And I think if it works out to what I'm hoping it does, I think we'll all be ecstatic. And also, this coincides perfectly with, we're doing our 20-year plan we alluded to, and as part of that is also our downtown district, which we, as both have said, so it's a great opportunity to look at. My question was, what establishes the mappings of the district? And Ms. Cook just asked that, and you kind of got, so it gives us a good idea.
Yeah, the
Because we
committee
have a
does.
modality plan, I believe, is what's part of that, and it's all based on walking. So that's
Right.
part of that we're going to look at. So I think the timing is perfect, and it's very exciting.
Melanie, the numbers you referenced, could they be used the same for Kingsley and Fort Mill? So if we did both applications at the same time?
Well, the numbers that I showed are specifically for downtown. So when, are you asking like,
Yes.
do we have to do 2 separate reports?
Right.
You have to do 2 separate
Okay.
reports, one for each of the districts.
Okay.
So you would be pulling like how many new businesses came into Kingsley, how many new businesses came into downtown. How many festivals and events did we hold in downtown? How many festivals did they hold in Kingsley? And really, what we found is keeping a running list through the year works really well. Something the Arts Council does for Rock Hills, we do have a web page on our page that has the full Rock Hill inventory, and it's something we would be willing to host for Fort Mill, whether it be 1 district or 3 districts. 5 districts, let's be ambitious. That wouldn't be something that we would put onto the town of Fort Mill, since we're already doing it.
Perfect, thank
Do
you.
y'all also, Alyssa, you done?
Yes, I
Okay.
just said thank you.
So do y'all, I know tourism is y'all, and part of this is tourism. Do y'all track, that a lot of times, the whole tourists, we love tourists that come in, they buy, they visit, and then they leave. So some of them stay.
yeah.
But I know we track that at a lot of the venues. They track that by zip code or whatever. So would that be somewhere in those calculations?
Yes, in one of the slides, or 2 of the slides that Debbie showed, the green ones, the very bottom number where you saw like, here we go, 358,645 visitors to the cultural district, that was being tracked by the different organizations and different businesses who were hosting things throughout the year. And then that 165,900, that's what they counted in 2017. So you can see that there was almost 200,000 more people coming through the district in 2023 when compared to 2017. And those are really important numbers to be following. So we do like to see that. And we do ask Visit York County if they'll help us with that information, because I know they have different programs that they pay into that track feet on the streets. But we also ask people to count the number of visitors that are coming through their businesses.
Yeah, I just want to make sure our liaison would not be responsible for the status of the group, would reporting that back to, and
That's
we
right.
would compile that.
That's
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
So has the council done a lot of events, or could you do some that involve children that, so they could display, not to attend, but to show their art through
Yeah.
different grade levels and things?
Absolutely.
I think that'd
We
be-
partner with some folks to do, with Stormwater, to do the Stormwater art competition. We
Right.
come in and jury those with some other
Right, I
members and then
remember
go to
that.
Loom Co-working for the display. So it's a really wonderful multi-group project that we're a part of, but we are happy to collaborate and coordinate with other folks as well.
Do they define what the distance for walkability is?
They don't. As you saw, there were a lot of different towns in South Carolina that have cultural districts, and some of them are really small, and some of them are much bigger. It really is dependent upon what the committee and what the town council feels define that cultural district.
Well, I'm gonna take this small space to shamelessly and proudly speak to our museum and to our theater. They both struggle mightily to find locations that they can grow what they do, which is really important to our community. Unfortunately, in Fort Mill, well, fortunately for some, unfortunately for others, property is a premium here. So it's very difficult. So I would encourage everyone that noting art is art is art, and we all grow from it, and we all benefit from it. So if you would, please patronize the museum and help them as they grow and provide the type of information that everyone that's here or moves here would love to know. And then the theater. I used to belong to the theater group. I was a goofball, but I enjoyed it very, very much. We had plays under big tents here in Fort Mill and in auditoriums at our schools. They were huge events that everyone enjoyed. We just don't have that space. So please, everyone, help those guys out. They work hard at keeping their crafts alive in our community. So if you would, I'd appreciate that. I think it's a wonderful step forward for Fort Mill, and we'll be able to bring a lot with us. We have a history. If you look at the Springs artistry and the textile industry, it's incredible. So I look forward to working with all of you and seeing that we make this happen.
Excellent.
Last
Thank you.
question real quick, is there a deadline or any timing?
There's not.
Okay, perfect. So that way we can finish our plans and then tie in after.
Chris,
Yeah.
do we have a resolution written already?
We
She
do
said
not-
it needs a resolution.
Is there a template? I think
There
that they
probably is.
had?
We can get with Harvey, and Harvey can send us a template if they have one already made up.
All right, so we couldn't vote on one tonight, but we would, if you would, take care of getting what we need to be supportive to get this
To make a
off the
decision,
ground.
for sure.
We're already doing
Absolutely.
everything that's,
Yeah.
we're already doing it. Let's make
Already
it
doing
official,
it.
so let's do it, absolutely.
Now we'll just name it, right?
That's
That's
right,
right,
that's
yeah.
right. What's great is, once you start tracking, you get to really see how the arts and culture have grown your community from like a baseline up. So being able to see that we're bringing in more than 200,000 visitors from 2017 to 2023 in Rock Hill just through arts and cultural activities is really rewarding, and it lets you know that what you're doing really is resonating with the people of your community.
Thank you all. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you all that came to support this effort. We're on board, and we'll do what we can to make it happen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, old business. Old business item number 1, second reading, an ordinance amending the Town of Fort Mill's event authorization process for town-hosted and sponsored events. Chris Pettit.
Mayor, there have been no changes since first reading, and just as a reminder, this is an ordinance that just sort of streamlines the process for town-hosted events rather than having to come through multiple approvals. It's really just going through council's blessing through the budget process and any other additional conversations that we have
Okay.
throughout the year.
Any questions for Chris?
No, but I just want to clarify, these are town-sponsored or managed events
Correct.
only.
Correct.
Good
And
perspective
no-
to point out.
No concerns or complaints since our last reading? Awesome, thank you.
Okay, I need a motion.
I make a motion to approve old business item number 1.
I have a motion to approve in 2 seconds. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you very much. Turn the page. Old business item number 2. We will have a public hearing and then a second reading of an ordinance amending budget for the town of Fort Mill, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning October the 1st, 2024 and ending September the 30th, 2025. Amendment number 25-6. Eric Davis.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Amendment 25-6 is a budget amendment. This would be a public hearing and a second reading. There have been no changes since the first reading, and we've had no comments or feedback since the first reading.
Okay, let's publicly open that hearing. Anyone that needs or would like to speak about the ordinance amending our budget? Don't everybody jump at once. All right, we're gonna close the public hearing. Council members, do you have any questions for Eric?
No, again, as we said before, I think this is a perfect example of how staff has done a good job of getting ahead of our town's needs, and we certainly appreciate you bringing it to our attention.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
4 years, absolutely. Thank you.
It's just
Well,
being
we hadn't
proactive.
voted yet.
Well, just being,
Stay put.
but we started talking about being proactive with things like that, be it garbage trucks or fire trucks or anything else, and we're kind of in a hole just for the last couple of years for vehicle acquisitions. But like I say, the first step to getting out of a hole was to stop digging. So I think this is a good first step to it. So
I do think one of the most important aspects that this council and this staff has grasped was the need for a financial chief, if you will. I'll take you from wizard to chief today, and a procurement
I'll get you to
officer that is invaluable to this town. I will tell you, you're an incredible asset to this town. So we know now what we were missing then, and I'm very proud of the movement forward that this town continues to make. So thank you both.
Even the job that the chief did, I mean, showing us a lot of statistics, a lot of numbers that was a no-brainer, but it was a very clear, concise.
Absolutely.
metrics.
Yes.
And who knew it would take 4 years to get a fire truck right now, so.
That'd be
Man.
good to
Yeah.
echo your point on Chipper and showing the need and just laying it all out there for us to know.
It's
that-
clear.
Yeah, really good job on your part, and you know that we are able to staff this as a town. Not everyone can do that, right, in our state. So this is something for us to all be proud of. So.
For those of you that are in the room and are wondering what we're talking about fire trucks for, our fire chief brought us an incredible presentation that enlightened us that to get a new fire truck, the backlog has made it 51 months to deliver us a fire truck. 51. That is a huge amount of time that we have to plan for. And I am so grateful that I feel safe in those 51 months, knowing that the people we have doing that job are doing it. You're incredible folks, so thank you. But it is something that requires a great deal of effort and consideration. So if it weren't for the money man, the procurement guy, the fire department, the planner, I'm just telling you, the house that they build is an incredible one for all of us. Thank you.
And won't burn down.
That's right.
So-
Chief, when did we order that ladder truck, the truck that's in process now?
Almost 3 years ago.
And you just had pre-con last week on it?
It'll be here January-ish, December, January.
And no, we don't pay for it in advance, in case you were wondering.
Save us
That's a
money.
big no.
Yes.
No, we
Be
won't.
buying buckets before then. Any further questions for Eric?
I make a motion to approve old business item number 2.
I'll say.
I have a motion to approve business item number 2 and multiple seconds. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much. Thank you, Eric. Thank you all. Old business item number 3, an ordinance authorizing the sale of real property located at 112 Confederate Street, Cary, Vargo, and that is where we're sitting, folks. Cary?
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. So attached for your consideration in second reading this evening is an ordinance authorizing the sale of real property located at 112 Confederate Street. As the mayor referenced, that's this building, pursuant to the terms and conditions of a contract of purchase and sale dated May 16th, 2024, and amended February 20th, 2025. Police department is due to move out of this building on Friday, April 18th. They're moving to New Town Hall, located at 205 North White Street, right around the corner. Closing on this building is scheduled for Friday, April 25th, 2025. So this evening, I'd respectfully request that council move to approve the second reading of the ordinance authorizing the sale of the building located at 112 Confederate Street.
Mayor, I must recuse from this agenda item,
Okay,
as I did last time.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. I respect that you do that. Council members, any questions?
I make a motion to approve second reading of old business item number 3.
I'll second that.
I have a motion to approve and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you very much. All right, old business item number 4. Second reading, an ordinance authorizing the entry into and execution of a lease agreement between the town of Fort Mill and David Martin related to the real property located at 112 Confederate Street. Again, that is this building. Carrie?
Good evening again. The attached ordinance authorizes the lease of approximately 4,343 square feet of space located on the ground floor of this building. That space will be used for law enforcement activities. We'll be housing the 911 communication center, the data master breathalyzer, and a few other ancillary uses for the police department until such time as they're fully relocated over to 205 North White Street. We are working to build out the communication center more quickly than we had originally anticipated. This is a month-to-month lease. So once the police department has been completely relocated, we'll terminate that lease, turn it over to Mr. Martin, and allow him to do what he's looking to do with the building. So I would respectfully request that council move to approve the second reading of the ordinance authorizing the lease agreement at 112 Confederate Street.
I will recuse from old business item number 4. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions for Carrie?
I'll make a motion to approve old business item number 4.
I have a motion to
I'll
approve,
second.
and I have a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much. Now we'll move into new business items. New business item number 1, first reading, an ordinance amending the Town of Fort Mill Procurement Code so as to increase the small purchase threshold from the current $1,000 to the proposed $2,500. And if it's our procurement guy, Philip Aycock.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Mayor and Council. The Town of Fort Mill's procurement code was adopted in 2004, and since that time, many changes in procurement practices throughout the state of South Carolina have taken place. One change that's taken place over time is the dollar threshold, and we refer to that as the small purchase amount. Our current small purchase amount is the $1,000 you mentioned, meaning anything over $1,000 requires a requisition to be created by a manager or supervisor with the collection of 3 quotes at that time. Once the requisition is approved, it is then converted and approved by the procurement manager into a purchase order, and then that gives them the permission to then move forward with that purchase. Included in your packet, you'll see other municipality dollar amounts and thresholds that they use, and I'm recommending that we follow the threshold for the state of South Carolina in the amount of $2,500. There are benefits to this, and so the benefits and the forward thinking of it is to change the threshold. It would speed up transactions. It would give a little bit more freedom to those department heads, but we also will be using the same safeguards that we have in place. It's literally changing that number from 1,000 in our system to 2,500. They're still required to get the 3 quotes. Those are still vetted and looked at by myself. And then we have a chain that they follow all the way to approval and then all the way to purchase order. And as soon as they get the purchase order, then they can purchase doing that. If you guys have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help and
I think
walk
20
through that
years
process.
is probably due for an adjustment. You can buy eggs.
Yeah, price tags have changed.
So
Exactly.
we use something very similar to this. P cards is what we use at work, and I think it's thank you for what you've done, and I think this is very valid to we want to streamline the process, so we don't want to hold up something, especially if it's a part needs to be repaired. So I think it's very reasonable.
All right. No further questions? I'll entertain a motion for new business item number 1.
I'll make a motion to approve new business item number 1.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, thank you so much. Information discussion. Our first item is comprehensive plan update. Penelope Karagunis. Penelope's going to be so busy this year.
Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. This is basically very exciting. This is the first public unveiling of our comprehensive plan rewrite. We're due for one. We kicked off the meeting with Bolton and Mink. It will be our consultant for the whole year of 2025. We began on February 7th. Our name of our project is Fort Mill, Our Path Forward. As you can see, that will be our new logo that we will be carrying on with the comprehensive plan rewrite. We also in the summer are going to begin our downtown master plan, and also the third project would be the park and recreation master plan as well. So I am, and everybody else at the town hall is going to be very busy. New logo, I really love it. Our path forward. We're going to have 2 open house meetings for the comprehensive plan. The first one, I invite the whole community to come out to drop in. It will be on Wednesday, April 9th from 4:30 to 7 o'clock at Unity Church Fellowship Hall, located at 303 Tom Hall Street. We will be having a survey that's going to be coming out soon. We're going to be hosting it on our regular website, fortmillsc.gov /our path forward. And so the community can go onto that website, look at our survey, and just be able to comment on the process. And we look forward to working with all of you guys to create a great comprehensive plan. And
We'll say some of the people that have volunteered to work on some of these committees are very excited, both to be involved there and that that we're looking forward and making these plans. So it's a look forward to seeing the results, because hey, we might get an art thing out of this too.
Yes.
You just never
We're
know.
ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's perfect timing.
Exactly.
I do think it's important to note what Penelope has given us is that there are multiple opportunities for everyone in our community to participate in giving opinions and information. I would encourage you to keep that as positive as possible so that we can accommodate and collapse all of that information into something that's important for all of us moving forward. So again, we have an open house opportunity at Unity. We have a community survey that you can participate in. So by all means, please have your voice heard. Okay.
Penelope, how will we be marketing this event?
Which of the actual open
The
house?
open house, yes.
We will have it on our website and, social media to let the community know that the drop-in
Is there a
location.
chance to put something in our water bill statements or utility statements?
I don't know if
this
we have
time
enough
frame.
time because the meeting is April 9th. We can look into the second open house meeting that we plan on having later in the summer.
Okay. Or through our
Will
alerts.
updates be on that website? Is this this is a long process,
Yes,
so people
it
want to know
is.
what's going on? Okay, Chris is nodding his head,
Yeah,
so that's great.
it'll be a landing page for the comprehensive plan, for the downtown master plan, and for the Parks and Recreation master plan. It'll be a landing page to get information on all those, not only to get involved and engage via surveys, but to get updates on when your next open houses are, what past information has come before council and presentations, that sort of thing. So it's a open repository for everything.
People ask questions, we can send them there to.
Yes, we'll have an
updates.
email address that people, if they're not able to come, they can voice their opinion in the email.
Great.
Wonderful. Thank you
All
so
right.
much
Thank
for all
you.
your hard work. We appreciate it. Committee reports. We're going to hear from Councilman Hudgens on our ad hoc appointments for advisory committees.
These are suggestions for us to vote on, so nothing was voted on in the committee meetings, but the ad hoc appointments committee recommendations are: first, for Board of Zoning Appeals, seat number 3, recommend appointing Roger Atanzio to serve a new 3-year term for seat 3, which will expire on April 13th of 28. Seat 4 would recommend reappointing Carolyn Blair to serve another 3-year term for seat 4, which will expire on April 13th, 2028. Seat 5 would be recommend appointing Thomas Trethewey to serve a new 3-year term for seat 5, which will expire on the 13th of 28. Historic Review Board, seat number 3, recommend reappointing Scott Kokenauer to serve another 3-year term for seat 3, which will expire in April of 28. Seat 4, recommend appointing David Helms to serve a new 3-year term, same expiration. Seat 5, recommend reappointing Megan Brenton, to serve another 3-year term for Seat 5, with same expiration date. Planning Commission. The Seat 3, recommending reappointing Jason Therrell to serve another 3-year term for Seat 3, which will expire April 13th, 28. All these are the same dates. Seat 4, recommend reappointing Dan Stout to serve another 3-year term. Seat 5, recommend reappointing Mark Kerr to serve another 3-year term. The other ones are the following are recommended appointments to the Stormwater Advisory Committee. 2 seats to Eric Mishker and John Atchley. Hopefully I pronounced those correctly. The following are recommended appointments for the Keep Fort Mill Beautiful Committee. Evelina Dean, Danielle Holmes, Mo Drinkard, Michelle Stapleton, Tyler Silvers, Josie Bunnell, and Melissa Morse.
A lot of names that equates to a lot of community service. We certainly appreciate that these folks were volunteers to sit in these capacities. So if council will either make a motion to approve or a motion to deny, we don't have to do each one individually, do we? Thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve the appointments recommended by the ad hoc committee for committee report number 1.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve.
Second.
And I have a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed. I would be remiss if I did not say that on our Board of Zoning Appeals, we had 2 individuals that served the entire terms possible for anyone. That's Ms. Becky Campbell and Jody Stegall. And they had to roll off. Notice I said had to. They were kicking and screaming and wanted to stay. But I think it's very, very important for those that give us that much effort and service that we, let's give them a round of applause. All right. With that, we do have executive session this evening. Our first item is discussions incident to proposed contractual matters relating to the purchase of real property. And the second item is receipt of legal advice related to potential claims. Please note that council may take action on these items once we return to regular session, but we take no votes in executive session. Everything is done outside of that. So with that, I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Thank you so much.
For a motion,
I need a motion to return to regular session.
I'll make a motion, we return to regular session.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Thank you. Let the record reflect that no vote was taken in executive session and no item is being carried forward for action this evening. And with that, we have exhausted our agenda and probably ourselves. Ben, what do you have for the good of the whole?
First thing that came up is the time that actually Mom and I spent riding through our neighborhood in Whiteville Park yesterday. We just rode back and forth in the streets and looked at the flowers blooming and all. It's just a great time of year around here. Really enjoy that. You know, the peach trees blooming and the trees at the bottom of Main Street and all. It's just, to me, it doesn't get much better than that. The other thing I was going to mention about the ad hoc committee, a lot of very qualified applicants we had. That was pretty neat to see. I think that's progressed over the years from the qualifications and things. There's some people that really are able to really contribute solidly to these committees. All of those are working for free. They don't get paid, so they spend a lot of time serving and doing homework and all of the Board of Zoning Appeals, Historic Review Board, and planning. They do continuing educations. There's a lot that they do and giving of their own time, so that's appreciated. It's a lot to offer up, and those who continue to serve, I think it's neat to see how the years that they've served, they're learning more and more each year and really learning more about how to better make decisions or best make decisions for our town in whatever capacity they're in. So those are strong organizations that contribute in a lot of ways that people don't realize. For the Historic Review Board for downtown, you know, how what colors are used, what materials are used, and how things are done to where it keeps it looking historic like it should be. There's no flashy colors or crazy signs and things like that. So and the other boards too that we made appointees, your time and your efforts are genuinely appreciated. So
Yes, they are. Good
That's all I
point,
have.
Ben. Alan?
Just, you know, we're at the end of March, getting ready to get into April, so the Strawberry Festival festivities are kicking off. Actually starts 2 weekends from now with the soiree. So if you've never been to the Strawberry Soiree, you know, the tickets are still available. You can get kind of rub elbows with everybody in Fort Mill. So that's on April 5th. The next thing is the pageant, so the Miss Strawberry pageant, which actually my wife is a contestant in the Miss Strawberry pageant. Don't call it the senior pageant like I made the mistake of calling it. So it's just the Miss, yes.
Lucky to be here, man. Yeah.
The rib still hurts. Then the sprint and stroll was on the 26th. The golf tournament's on the 29th, and then the festivals shortly thereafter that. So, like I said, the whole month of April is with festivities. And then want to give a shout out to Fort Mill Fire Department. Class 10 starts the recruit class. It's 16 gentlemen that are in the recruit class, some with, you know, zero experience, and they will go through the whole process, follow the Fort Mill Fire Department's Facebook page to kind of follow their journey through that. So that's all I got.
Lisa?
Earlier tonight when we were talking about the downtown cultural district, it was brought up and it made me think, as we're looking at planning our downtown corridor and what it looks like, where it goes to, can we ask staff to also consider the community center being connected to it? I know we've talked up to like CVS area anyway on Tom Hall, so you're basically just pulling back another block or two. But can we look how that flows to add it in and can make sure it's there, including the armory that's also behind the post office? Once that becomes open, it makes some sense for that to be considered. I also wanted to say, Alan was talking about a lot of upcoming events. I know Catawba Ridge's prom is this weekend. Nation Forge is the weekend after that, so the weekend of the soiree. Fort Mills is probably the weekend after that. But just a word to caution, number one, for all you high school students that are out there, please be smart, be safe, make smart decisions, not life-altering ones. But then also for others, be wary or be noticing them when they're out at a lot of our restaurants, and make sure that they see you and you see them, and give them a big smile and a thank you and enjoy your evening. And then a shout out, the Stormwater Cleanup Committee volunteers that have been out there. You brought up some of them that serve behind the desk a lot of times, but there's a lot of people in the trenches and in the rivers and streams cleaning up. And after Hurricane Helene, and even after all these brush fires and the wind blowing as much as it is, there's a lot of debris in our waterways. So thank you to those who do stormwater cleanup and our litter pickup along the streets. If you're looking for something to do, it's a real easy way just to go out there on your own. You don't have to wait for somebody to tell you to. So thank you for all involved.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Moody?
In honor of Miss Ronnie tonight, so I sat in his chair, so in honor of him, I'm good.
Well done. Well played.
Mr. Wolf?
So kind of following up on the spring theme and the Strawberry Festival, we'll be kicking off in a couple of weeks. While I was in the bank this morning, I overheard a conversation of several people were eagerly discussing the event, the Strawberry events and all the others, and how much it meant to their children and their families. And one person had a question, and someone else quickly went to the town events website and quickly answered the question. And then a third person chipped in about they were sad the year we ran out of strawberries, and somebody else kicked in about, well, you could go to the peach stand. So my point is this: what we do as a town matters, whether it's the events team, the police, the fire, the staff, the council. All these things have a direct impact on our residents. And no matter how small or how large, they all impact. And I want to thank all the volunteers, to follow up on Mr. Hudgens, I want to thank all the volunteers, employees, and staff for all they do. I'm also very optimistic as we kick off 25 and the slate of projects and opportunities either in discussion, in planning stages, or actively underway. 2024 was a building year to get people and processes in place. 2025 should be a year we can look back with pride upon the accomplishments we've done and what makes Fort Mill, Fort Mill. So I appreciate all the work, and I am very excited that we've got some stuff starting to come to fruition right now, and this planning for our comp plan and stuff. So it should be a great year.
Perfect. I think because hopefully we're still being taped, that it's incredibly important to note that we did listen to our community about having a 2-day event for the Strawberry Festival. We had attempted to do it in a 1-day event, and the weather really turned ugly on us. It wasn't anything we could control, but we could control that we are being responsive and we care about the wishes of our community, and we have stretched our Strawberry Festival to 2 days so that everyone should have an opportunity to visit their favorite part of that. And to Alan's point, many activities in the month of April. Please log on to our Facebook site, our website. That's where you can get information, as well as I'm sure some of these really nice brochures would be available at Town Hall. A lot of work, not just from our staff, from our public works, from our police department, from a lot of our community volunteers for this event. And they may not sit on a monthly committee, but they spend a lot of standing and helping. And I think we need to shout out to everyone that brings something to the table for the community just because they love being here. So I do think that's really important information for this particular meeting.
And they need more volunteers.
They do. They need more volunteers, and they will have a place for you. They will help you with what you need to do, and make sure that this particular Strawberry Festival will be just as enjoyable as all the others. We have had some weather situations. It rained today, but that doesn't mean you can go out and burn anything. Please pay attention to the requests to not be burning items in your yard right now. I traveled up to Blowing Rock for 1 day, and I could see the smoke from the fires in the mountains. Guys, we don't need that here. And we don't need trash on the side of the road. It is disgusting. That's my word for the night. It too is disgusting to see how much debris and trash on the sides of the road. Many good people go out and pick that trash up with our program that we run. Please, cut their job short. Let's don't throw trash out. If you've got trash in the back of a truck, pin it down. Do not just go willy-nilly through town with trash flying out the back. Thanks to all of our community that came forward this evening to help us bring a cultural status to town with more art and more opportunities for everyone. So with that, I'll entertain an adjournment motion.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, meeting adjourned.